Hello friends, welcome. Friend, yesterday Airtel came out with their Q1 FY26 result. Now in this result, there have been very good significant revenue improvement and ARPU improvement, right? And if you go to the webinar which was hosted yesterday and the recording you can see here, a lot of insights were given by Gopal Vittal when he was answering the questions of analysts. So what I am planning to do in this video, friend, I'm going to just dissect those important points or distill those important points which are of relevance, because there could be many other discussions which might have happened which are not relevant to the larger theme which impacts everybody and where people are generally focused, right? So therefore what I've done, friends, I've broken this whole discussion into various themes. One is ARPU increase, capex optimization, and Wi-Fi strategy. Wi-Fi is their larger brand name which encapsulates FTTH and FWA offerings. So how these three verticals are being looked at by Airtel from a strategic point of view, and how the first theme impacts the other theme, and how the Wi-Fi strategy is elevating their ARPU, and what kind of technology focus that they have, what they think is going to sustain. Because there are three different options we have. We have got FTTH, we have got 5G FWA, we have got UBR. So what Gopal Vittal thinks is the right technology strategy going forward in order to create a sustainable value for the customer, so that customer can get good quality service. So we are going to discuss everything in this video. In order to facilitate the discussion with numbers, I have aggregated Airtel's KPI in this Excel sheet, which carries the numbers from Q1 FY24 to QY FY26. And you can see all the numbers have been tagged here, and you can have a view. You can pause the video and have a look at this number. What I'm going to do, I'm going to keep referring this number as we go forward in this discussion. First is ARPU strategy, tariff compression, and growth opportunity. Now, friends, one important aspect which we came to know in this webinar is that Gopal is saying that his capex is done as far as network expansion is concerned. So he's not going to do further base station addition with same level of intensity he has done in past quarter, and he is attributing that to tariff repair. He's saying that as long as the ARPU stays at this level, he has brought the capex to sales number to their global counterpart, which is 20%. Earlier it was as high as 30%. And therefore, unless the capex to sales increase, that just does not justify more investment. And therefore, it is very, very important, if you have to expand further, coverage further, add more base station, more towers, for him, ARPU or able to extract or monetize the consumer is more important. He is doing capex, but doing capex in only those segments which can add more value to its customer, so that he can extract more value, which he can give more value to the customer to able to extract more service price. That's all which I understood is the key focus of his strategy. Now, Gopal has been talking about tariff compression problem. Now, tariff compression problem is a technical term he has coined. So it's saying that, look, the higher end people who can pay, right, who have the capability to pay, their price and the low end value customer, the difference is not very high. Because the difference is not very high, therefore it becomes very difficult to raise prices of the high end customer, because anyway the plans which are below them, they are giving them much better value. So there is nothing much to offer as regards the plain basic connections which will drive the ARPU going forward. So that's his point. He says pricing lacks dispersion, high-end user get too much, and get too much for too little. And he compares with Indonesia, where the dispersion is the price dispersion is too high. But he says there is ample headroom to raise prices. That's what he talks about. So he's giving a very positive flavor that, you can raise prices, and he has got a lot of levers and handle. So what his strategy of monetization is, this is very important. His strategy of monetization is focus on postpaid. Now, let me tell you the industry dynamics which gives Airtel lot of leverage compared to Reliance Jio and Vodafone. What is the key leverage for Airtel? It is their brand which attracts postpaid consumers. Now, if you look at the numbers, and this is the postpaid customers number which is here. Where is it? This is the number, postpaid. Look at this line. You will find that on Q1 FY24, this number was 20.49. Now it is 26.57. This is not including M2M. This is the pure postpaid mobile segment. So he has made a lot of headroom in increasing its postpaid numbers by 6.57 million. I think around 6 million from Q1 FY24 to Q1 FY26. Mean 2 years he has been able to raise 6 million, which is high value customers, and therefore his revenues have increased. So this is a very important point to notice. Vodafone Idea has got around 9 million postpaid customers. The Reliance has got virtually nothing, right? From a postpaid point of view. So he is baselining his ARPU increase to create more or convert more prepaid customers to postpaid. He's saying that 90 million prepaid users are identified, they can upgrade to postpaid. And he is giving a lot of value-added, applications or offers to able to create a perception that, if you go with Airtel, you are going to get more value compared to what you get with other operators. By bundling OTTs, though other operators are also doing the same thing, but Airtel somehow is able to differentiate. For example, this Perplexity, which is they have been able to tie up, which he did not mention here. I don't know why. Maybe he mentioned, I did not watch the full webinar. It was too long. So he's doing that kind of bundling to give a perception that staying with Airtel will give you more value. Now, as I told you, CapEx optimization, smart spending discipline. As I told you from the very beginning of the presentation, that he was earlier doing 30% CapEx to sale. Now he's saying that it is now 20% in line with global peers, and no further site densification unless revenue rises. Very, very important point. He's saying radio capex is tapered, 5G rollout is largely complete. Means you're not going to get any further 5G coverage or anything else. They will keep optimizing their site. They will make sure that their 5G base stations are able to extract more juice from them. If there are any unused 5G website, he will try to load more capacity or more customers on those 5G sites. Nothing more is going to happen. And you have to understand that what we say, spectrum is not included in this capex, right? So that is what I just wanted to make sure that the viewers understand. And then he's talking about light capex, cloud infra, digital platform, the X-Telify. I don't know what this is all about, but still he's talking about a lot of capex which are other than base stations or infra capex, like making investment in CPE, routers, etc. Now, what are the other areas where the focus has been shifted? Metro fiber expansion, backhaul, submarine cables, broadband CPE, ONTs, routers. Why CapEx needs ARPU repair? Because without higher ARPU, additional network investment is not financially viable, because the stockholders are not going to get any value. Revenue growth is needed to justify new fiber rollout and densification, and Airtel's stance is no more CapEx for growth unless monetization improves. So this was the theme of this webinar, which I could understand from. He's saying no more CapEx and he's going to focus on reducing CapEx. Now, this is a very important point, what he mentioned in his presentation, Wi-Fi strategy. Now, if you look at the Airtel strategy and looking at the broadband strategy, overall broadband strategy, you will find it quite distinct from what Jio is doing. Now, Jio is focusing on air fiber. They are virtually stopped expanding their OFC customers. That's what I understand, right? Maybe they're doing some incremental, but their focus has been 5G FWA, UBR, etc., right? So that they can drive to 100 million. Though I'll tell you that 100 million number is unachievable, right? Airtel, on the other hand, focuses on FTTH as their primary, preferred dense market service offer option for Wi-Fi, because what Airtel does, Wi-Fi is their larger brand under which OFC, 5G FWA and UBR all get aggregated in the Wi-Fi brand. But FTTH means the fiber is their key point, which Gopal has been saying from the very beginning, that ultimately it is going to be all fiber. 5G FWA and UBR is a short-term strategy. So 5G FWA is backup used where fiber is infeasible, capex light expansion. And he also talks about UBR. Now you know that Reliance Jio is quite hyped about UBR, especially in the 5 gigahertz band. And they are also talking about expanding this whole Wi-Fi thing in their IMT band of 26 gigahertz band, which I'm going to do a video where TEC has come out with the specs just as a follow-up to this video, right? Today itself. Now, what it is very interesting, and I'm going to come up with series of video on UBR to give you a perception as to why Airtel thinks that UBR in urban is a non-starter. It's very clearly, they're saying that they have tested UBR and they find that there is a huge interference in a dense urban deployment setting. So it is not going to fly. That's what Airtel is saying. And they're saying that if you have to deploy UBR, you have to deploy it in a sparsely, densely, in a location which is not that dense. It is sparsely populated location where number of BTSs are less. So selective UBR in rural may be an option, and in low tariff zones, traffic zones, and not in the dense urban area, which is quite distinct from what Reliance has been talking about. If you look at the Reliance's results and their announcement to the stock market, they've been quite hyped about UBR, which Airtel is not. And I'm going to, talk about in follow-up videos where I'm going to cover the UBR as to what kind of difficulties a operator is going to face when they try to scale up UBR. There will be a lot of problems. Even in the 26 gigahertz band, what TEC specification has come out with, you will find that there are some fundamental flaws which people have not noticed, one of the flaws which I'm going to highlight today in the next presentation, which I'm going to do in the follow-up to this video. Summary for investor and analyst. Airtel is building ARPU without tariff hike via bundling, AI and other upselling. Capex is aligned with revenue growth, no more blanket rollout. Broadband growth led by fiber, FWA and UBR is going to be only backup. And UBR is not going to be in dense urban area, it's going to be in the rural area. Platform monetization, cloud, SaaS, OTT, fintech is scaling quietly in the background. So net friends, Airtel is wanting to retain their premium customers and trying to monetize as much as possible their premium customers. Now, Airtel has got lot of leverage as regards tariff hike is concerned. Because I am going to tell you, Airtel is not going to do any tariff hike. They are not going to take the first step. The problem of tariff hike is going to be Jio's and Vodafone Idea. Because they need tariff hike the most and they have the most value customers. And if you are going to do tariff hike for the value customers, you risk reducing usage, which is going to drive your revenues down. So from an Airtel point of view, I think that they are very conveniently placed as regards their business is concerned compared to Jio and Vodafone Idea, right? As regards leverage on pricing because of high-end customers. They have got a lot of high-end customers and enterprise customers, right? So that's all, friends, in this video. I hope that you like this video. And if you have any questions, let me know in the comment section. And thanks for watching till the end. And I'll come out with a new video, which I mentioned about the 26 gigahertz band Wi-Fi deployment being planned and the specification which TEC has come out with. One particular portion I'm going to discuss, one issue, and then I'm going to follow up with new issues as soon as I end this video as a follow-up video. Thank you for watching till the end and see you then. Thank you very much, friends.